Red skies at 8, 7, 8, 9. Red skies at night. Red skies at night. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. So I'm trying to get a early start. Oh. Till I found out I was losing my mind. Felt like the right thing. I needed to fly. Oh, 53%. So I got a monitor on this one. So Willie D's going to be talking about money this morning too, huh? Coincidence? It's an inside joke. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. So I finally got some content to share with you. Just monitoring my signal, that's all. That's all it is. I'm just monitoring my signal. That's all it is. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. You know what I mean? Lord, you know what I mean? Okay. So it's almost warmed up in here. Just let me put my socks on. I just put my pants on. Hold on. Hold on. I just put my pants on. I mean my Levi's. Well, they're not really Levi's. They're just some cheapies. I don't know where I got them from. I bought them way too long. I don't know where the hell these came from, to tell you the truth. I've been wearing them forever. Okay. I got a brand new pair of pants there. Need to give them away to somebody. Maybe the Salvation Army or something. If I was in Fresno, I could, go give them away to somebody. But over here, you gotta wait till you go do laundry, which last time I did laundry was, I think, in the winter. So it's almost spring now. I was gonna leave them there on the countertop so somebody can take them. They're brand new. They're too small. They're too small for me. I bought size 29. I thought I was still a teenager. I used to wear size 29. I remember that. Now I wear size 36. It's a big difference. And so now hopefully that will continue to go down because I'm getting these two pollutants out of stop eating that crap. Okay, so let me turn this off. It's nice and warm in here now. So let me turn this off. I got a little twitch going on, so we got a little bit of camera, what do you call that? Stage fright. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now let me turn this off. And I need one more prop. A simple prop. occupy my time. The fire. That's REM, in case you wanted to know. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Everyone out there living in your cars. Hope you're doing good. Get yourself a hot coffee and a donut. And don't forget to ask your baker if they use organic flour, and to please start if they're not. Okay, so you're over there and I'm looking this way. So it's just the way it's got to be. Okay. So, hello, people in the comment. Person in the comment. Hello. I can see you from here. Let's give a shout out to the person in the comment. One person in the comments saying some doo-doo. So I don't know who the hell it is or if it's a kid. Okay, so we have Superstar down in San Diego, giving them hell, kicking ass and taking names. Superstar, give it up for Superstar out in San Diego. Then we also have living in his car. And we also have living in his car Justice. And good luck trying to find him on YouTube by typing in Justice, but that's his handle. And I don't know where the hell he is, but I know yesterday he was stranded. So yeah, these people are living in their car, so hopefully they'll get some hot chocolate or something. Well, Superstar, well, he's always got hot chocolate or hot coffee or something. And yeah, life is what you make it. And for these people who are homeless, these two people who are staying on here regularly, showing us their world, what's really going on in their world. There's a few other people on here also sharing information, sharing knowledge. And let's not forget about the ones with large platforms like Willie D, Philip Scott, Vicky Dillard. All these people are whistleblowers. David Icke and Kevin Trudeau. So they're all out here sharing knowledge and apparently trying to make it a better world, the betterment of humanity. And so shout out to the small little guys, the ones who are out there, living in their cars, and the ones who are sitting pretty riding up high on the hog, right? Okay, so these people who are living in your car. Oh yeah, Gabe is also down in the City of Angels, living in his car. And so for these people, I would suggest they listen to an audio CD, the original audio CD. I know the second one, the person's voice, I think I recognize the person's voice. I don't want to name his name, but the first one was better. The first, just completely 100% better. Okay? The original. I'll show it to you one of these days. I think I've got it in the far room in a bunch of boxes. I might have it, or I might have crushed it and it got thrown in the garbage. So maybe I'll order another one of these when I get my if and when I get my used electric vehicle rebate, which should be any day now. Maybe I'll grab another one so that I can show you which one, because what's on YouTube right now, it's just loaded with it. If you go listen to it on YouTube, it's not the original one. Okay. And it just changes everything about it. You know, it's basically two different worlds where we were at before when this came out. There was no freaking um social media. This is what people have to understand that they don't. The big difference between us now and where we were at 25, 30 years ago, the difference is there is no 6 degrees of separation anymore. If you want to know what 6 degrees of separation is, type in psychology, 6 degrees of separation. And I think that is what is different about now and 30 years ago. This DVD, it's called The Magic of Thinking Big by Carl Schwartz. Okay. And it's got a red, white, and blue CD cover. If you look for it on eBay, pick it up used or something. But I don't recommend listening to it on YouTube because that's not the original one. It changes the whole thing. And in that CD, I don't want to give away the plot, right? I don't want to give away the plot, but I'm going to anyway. In the CD, it's just one of the plots. There's hundreds of them. Things to think about that people don't think. They don't use their critical thinking skills. This will try to get you to use your brain. And in that, I'm not saying that everything was 100% on it. Some things, I noticed 2 things that are wrong on it. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's a lot of valuable information in there. It's just that it was in a different time. Now we're living in a different age. They didn't know about all this stuff that we were going to have, the social media and things like this. So there's a big, big difference. But in that CD, he says, look at a bum. He says, do you have respect for a bum? And he said, no, because the bum doesn't have respect for himself, right? So he tells you about this stuff. So that's why I recommend these people out there, you know, trying to be on here, asking for money, right? Subtly, you can see that deep down inside, there's feelings of shame, okay? And but yet our society, it's okay for millionaires to beg for money, right? But if a poor person begs for money, then they're the freaking scum of the earth, right? So this DVD will help open up some channels to what's really going on. It's called The Magic of Believing, audio CD by Carl Schwartz. And so now let me tell you some other stuff. Where's my DVDs? Got them right here. Okay. All right. So let me look at my notes. First of all, all this stuff that I'm going to be talking about, I want you to know about a band. What's going on with the damn DVD? When I move, it affects the reception. So I have to stay this way so I can keep an eye on this thing. So there's only one comment in here, but that's okay, as long as the signal stays good. Um, so, okay. Um, Everything that I'm about to tell you, it's like they don't want me to use sign language. I mean, my body language. Um, so everything that I'm about to tell you, remember one thing. There is a band. If I had a picture to show you, or if I could show you on the internet, that would be really great. But I don't have that right now, so I'll make sure I repeat it again later. There's a band that came out during the um, civil rights movement of the 60s. This civil rights movement was everybody: the Native Americans, the Hispanics, the Chicanos, the Latin Kings, the Black Panther Party, the Young Lords, Cuba, China, everybody. Everybody was in this um, civil rights movement, and they put it out. And the hippies, everyone was coming together, and they put it out. So during this time, I'm going to explain to you why they put it out. Okay? During this time, there was a band. There was a lot of bands back in this time. But there was one particular band from the United Kingdom, and the name of the band is hardly anybody knows it. And the name of the band is called 10 Years After. Now, what kind of a name is that for a band, huh? And and they came out with the song during this time when all this stuff was going on. There were The civil rights movement was protesting a lot of things, social and economic injustice, and they were also protesting this Lucifers, these devils who were pouring hot tar on men, women, and children in the war when they were over there stealing everything, bringing the heroin in. This is what was really going on. And it was disguised as some type of liberation of the people. And and they got away with this by the TV because people were really, really stupid back then. Okay? They're really, really jacked up now, but at least now people are telling them how stupid they are to subject themselves to mainstream media and media in general. Your TV, your radio, your newspaper ads. Well, we don't hardly have newspapers, but magazines and movies, theater, especially the theater. And this is where all the brainwashing goes on, programming. And so anyhow, this band was called 10 Years After. And the name of the song that they made during this time was called I'd Love to Change the World. Okay? And it's talking about this basic premise that people have been talking about, like Tupac. Okay? And 10 years after, from the 60s, was talking about. Tupac was basically saying the same message. So was this is the documentary, by the way, if you want to check it out, what I'm talking about. It's called The Weather Underground. Don't even bother try watching it on YouTube. They already hit it. They got everybody and their mamas talking about the documentary. Don't subject yourself to it. It's all garbage. It'll leave you a bad taste in your mouth for it. Go straight to Amazon and get the DVD. Or wherever you watch DVDs at. I haven't watched TV forever, so I don't know where you watch documentaries or movies. But I know you can get the DVD on Amazon right now. But I don't suspect it'll be up there for very much longer. I think they're going to pull it off the market, just like they pulled this one off the market. Okay? This is The Murder of Fred Hampton. It's upside down. The Murder of Fred Hampton. It's not available on Amazon anymore. They pulled it off the market. There's Fred Hampton. He was saying the same message. Why do you think they pulled this off the market? Why do you think they took out Tupac? Why do you think they put this movement out? Because of the message they were all saying. And the message is also in that song. Okay? So that's why you should listen to the song. So what are they doing now? Now that people are finding out about the song, now, overnight, there's a dozen people singing the song, playing it on the guitar, the acoustic guitar. Men and women, ladies, guys and chicks are singing the song. But there's one subtlety that I want you to recognize. So far, the 2 or 3 people that I've seen sing the song, they go like this. It starts out like this. Starts out, I forget, but somewhere, just like a minute into the song, it says, I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do. Dun-na-na-na. Dun-dun-na. Okay? They change it. He goes, but I don't know what to do. See, when he says do, is it called the different octave? He changes the tone. Do. They change it. All 3 of them that I've seen, they sing it like this. But you go, but I don't know what to do. No. But I don't know what. Oh no, not to do. He goes, but I don't know what to do. Then he goes, so I leave it up to you. Da-na-na-na. And they change it. They change it and they go, so I leave it up to you. Right? They don't change the tone of you. He said, but so I leave it up to you. And they change it. They change it to, so I leave it up to you. Right? It completely changes the meaning of the song. It's so subtle, but it changes the meaning. If you think about it, you'll understand why. I don't have time to explain it right now, but I think they're doing it. They're trying to put that song out 60 years later, basically. This is 60, 70, 80, 90, yeah, basically like 60 years later. So definitely listen to the song, because the song is the same message that Tupac was saying. It's the same message that Fred Hampton was saying. And this is basically for social and economic equality and justice. Okay? Fighting against social and economic injustice. And that is that the billionaires are the culprits. Okay? This is the message they were saying. Nobody should have that much freaking money. It's freaking wrong. Okay? In this nation, it is not a, it is not glorified, but it's not glamorized by the media. Most everybody is full of shit, and they think that it's okay for someone to be filthy freaking rich. They look up to him and they roll the red carpet out to him. The reason why they believe this is because they're all effed up in their brain from watching TV and listening to the radio. They're under a media induced hypnotic trance. I call this a boob tube zombie trance. Okay? So whenever you say this, you're going against society, because society is jacked up from this. Okay? Only a few people can understand that. The few people who are on here trying to make a difference for social and economic equality and justice. The rest of them can't hear it. And I don't have time to go into society as a whole, how most people are shitty to begin with, and there ain't no changing them. But you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, so I wanted to bring that to your attention. This is the same message Tupac was saying. You never heard him say it? He said it straight. You could, if you look around, you'll hear him say it. He says there's no reason one person should have that much money when there's people out freaking living homeless on the streets. And I'll give you the numbers later. But right now, I was doing a little bit of research, and over 50% of the population right now in the United States, over 50% of the population has zero freaking dollars in savings. They do not have enough for a $400 emergency. Over 50% of the people in the United States don't even have $400 saved up. That is freaking pathetic when there's people with multi-billions of dollars hoarding up all the money. That's why I think the problem with society is what I've termed selfish pigism. That's the problem with society. Because there's a lot of people, 1 out of 4, who are selfish freaking pigs. They're living up high on the hog, and they don't give a shit about social and economic equality. 1 out of 4 people is making $100,000 or more a year. That's the problem. Okay, and not saying anything about it. At least 99.99% of them. 0.01% are on here trying to make a difference. Okay? And so, the movie I'm talking about is called The Weather Underground. I'll show you the DVD. You can get it on Amazon. Just order the DVD and watch it. You'll see the movement. This is basically the same message they were saying: social and economic justice against these freaking psychopath multi-billionaires going around effing everything up. Okay? And and the name of the documentary is The Weather Underground. Okay. And the name of the song is I'd Love to Change the World by the band 10 Years After. Okay. And another DVD so that you'll know who the freaking culprit is doing all this crap. There was a documentary made by Aaron Russo, and it's called America, Freedom to Fascism. You can watch this on YouTube. It's on YouTube right now for free. I don't know how long it'll be there. They took down Mad as Hell by Aaron Russo, but this one is still there. It's America, Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo. And this is the biggest freaking culprit. I mean, the biggest freaking oppressor ever walked on 2 feet. Okay? And Mahatma Gandhi said that the worst form of violence, the worst form of violence you can think of, you see all the crap that's going on? The worst form of violence is oppression. Actually, he said oppression is the worst form of violence. Everything else is only a symptom of it. This is the biggest oppressor on planet, well, in the United States, ever walked on 2 feet in the United States. It was exposed by Aaron Russo, and nobody else lifts a finger or gives a shit to stand up against injustice like Aaron Russo did in making this documentary. He put his neck out on the line to expose these freaking devils. Okay? It's America, Freedom to Fascism. You can watch it on YouTube. Okay. So, you look at what's wrong with the world. It's getting a little bit cold in here till the sun burns through the clouds. I might have to turn this on just for a minute. You look at the world we live in, and you ask yourself, is this the way that it should be? Who are our leaders? Let's look at race, racial ethnicity. We have to look at racial ethnicity. What's going on with the human family? And, well, the human family apparently is dysfunctional. And is this the way it should be? Is this the way God wants it to be, or should we be fighting to stand up against injustice and try to make it a better place? What do you think? And so, who are our rulers? What race is our rulers right now? Who's in the White House? What racial ethnicity are on the top of our government? I contend that it is this administration. And this administration is probably 90% light-skinned people, which is European, right? As far as I know. So this is the ruling racial ethnicity right now. So what if it wasn't? What if it was brown people who were in there? Do you think they would be treating us peasants any better? What if it was darker skinned people who were the ruling class? Do you think they would treat us any better? We don't know. But this, I think, is the underlying thoughts that people have. Yeah, well, if they were ruling, they'd really be shitty, right? So Therefore, that's why God has this racial ethnicity ruling. Right? We don't know. But I think that a person should be judged by the content of their character, not by their freaking bank account. Okay? And so is it evil or good that wants to separate the racial ethnicities? Okay. Apparently there are some people who want to keep them separated. They want separation. They don't want to intermingle. They don't want to interbreed. They don't want to let them come up financially. Mostly the slave masters and the slaves. And who is creating this division? I contend it is Hollywood. And who runs Hollywood? I can't say the word, but I think these are the culprits who's creating this division. Okay? So, these are some nasty rascals, and they need to be exposed because they're trying to create, it's like they're devils trying to create this facade that they are righteous, right? And they are playing God. Okay? You look at the movie, the sitcom, I guess that's what you call it, Different Strokes. You remember Different Strokes? There was a really, really pretty girl on there. She was one of the most knockout girls ever was played on TV, in my opinion. Molly Ringwald was one, and she was one. And look what happened to her. They freaking tore her to freaking shreds. Why? I contend because she was in the movie with two persons that were opposite her racial ethnicity. Different Strokes. Okay? And they absolutely tore her to shreds. And she was a nice person. You can tell she was a nice person. And so that's who the culprits are. It's Hollywood. And who owns Hollywood? Read David Icke's book and you will learn. Why do you think he's banned in 30 European countries and was banned on YouTube for over 5 years until just 2 months ago? David Icke, in his book, everything he said is finally starting to be exposed. People are finally starting to catch on to it now. People in high places are being subpoenaed into court now. The people he named 25 years ago by first and last name in his book, The Biggest Secret by David Icke. Okay. So, yeah, her name was Dana Plateau. And all these people are basically the same age as me. At least Dana Plateau and people who played on Facts of, not Facts of Life. different strokes. And I also saw Kim Fields off of Facts of Life. Facts of Life, when that series ended, it was almost brought tears to your eyes. So there was something there. But you look at Kim Fields, look at everybody else. Everybody else turned into ugly freaking monsters. You can't recognize them. And she still looks the same. I just saw her on YouTube yesterday. She still looks the same, like from 30 years ago. And everybody else freaking, they turned into freaking, what the hell is that all about? And so, you know, people who are wealthy stay, well, I don't want to get into health and stuff like that. Okay, because it goes both ways. A lot of the movie stars, even the movie stars, they get jacked up. But anywho, there's a whole bunch of psychology there, so it all gets mixed up together. Hello, everybody came in the comments. Okay, so let me turn this off because it's getting a little bit warm. I can finish this off real quick. Because I'm getting ready to take off, charge up my car and go do something. And I'll probably start a YouTube. Okay, so the things that Hollywood, you understand how evil these people are, right? Do you know who they are? Or are you in total freaking Stupidsville? You don't know who runs Hollywood. You haven't read David Icke's book. Okay, so the things that Hollywood puts out there, the attributes that it glamorizes, people are so brainwashed. They want to be Elvis Presley. They want to be John Travolta. They want to be James Dean, right? And in other languages, they glamorize other things. But the things that are glamorized on TV, the attributes that are considered fortuitous, that are desirable, are to be rich. To be rich is desirable. And they do not. It is to be rich and selfish is desirable and righteous. They don't make any mention about sharing. Okay? This is an exact opposite to what these people, the message these people were trying to get out there. This is what's promoted, glamorized in the media. And the majority of the idiots go along with it. They think it's okay. They think it's righteous. You must be blessed to have all that money. Okay? This is the mindset. And it's been created by Hollywood, is the one who created it. Okay? They do not promote or glamorize sharing and social and economic equality. They mock it. You are stupid. You are a weakling. Right? This is what they project into the minds of the idiots. Okay? And so Tupac's message, expose the billionaires, are wrong. Why do you think they took Tupac out? You don't think they know that music is very powerful and he could have got this message out to the people? Okay? This is the message Tupac said. He said it straight. This is what Fred Hampton was talking about. Why do you think they took Fred Hampton out? Why do you think they took the DVD off the market? This is the same message 10 years after was singing about. That message that I just told you right now is in that song, if you listen to it. Okay, I think I should end it there. On my next one, I'm going to talk about how the United States is all effed up and we're all jacked up with the O word, the D word, and the H word. I can't say these because these are have to do with medical and health. I can't say that. Okay, I can't say these words. But the USA is all effed up, and I'm gonna say why because it has to do with sexuality, and this is what Huey Newton was talking about. That the reason why they are so conservative about um, uh, the human physique, the human body, is because they're big old freaking perverts they self. Okay? USA is especially effed up on this, and I'm going to expose this that other countries are not. And it's not only that they are the biggest pervs. They're coming out now. Look at Epstein Island. Okay? And um, that it's not only that, but it's a double whammy because along with it, they're effing you up, your health. Okay? They're it's a double whammy. They're killing two birds with one stone by this deception, especially in the USA. Look around you. They've afflicted society with the H word, the D word, and the O word. This is their bread and butter. Okay? And and then yeah. So and it's going to talk about the sexual orientation of the United States and where it's going. It's um, it's moving exponentially and not in a good place. But I'll save that for the next one. I'm going to talk about that. So it's going to be talking about sex and the mindset of us here in the United States and how we're all jacked up from this. So I won't reveal any more, or else it'll give away the whole thing, and it won't be as impactful. So I'll save that for later because I've got to go do some stuff right now. So, and I don't want to get the two messages mixed up. Okay. So, thanks for tuning in, and give a shout out to these people leaving comments there. And we'll talk to you in a little while. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out from the San Joaquin Valley in California. The sun's just barely coming up, and